All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to strap in and look at a really rapid psychological crash among retail investors. We're not just looking at the price action. We are analyzing what happens inside people's heads when Bitcoin, suddenly nosedives below that $86,000 mark.
Right.
We got our hands on these chat logs covering just 4 hours. It's a tiny window from about 12:11 a.m. to 4:30 a.m.
So not long at all.
No, but they show 3 totally distinct emotional phases. Our mission here is to really understand this emotional whiplash because the speed of it, it tells you everything.
It really does. And what's so fascinating here is that this is like a textbook example of volatility translating instantly into human emotion.
Yeah.
We get to watch the sentiment cycle from, some measured regret, then it morphs into this aggressive short-term betting.
Right.
And then finally, it just ends in total emotional surrender. It's a speed run through despair.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Phase I, despair and regret. This kicks in right around 12:13 a.m. The pain of getting the timing wrong was it was immediate. And it often came from people who thought they were smarter than the correction. This one quote, it sums it up perfectly. I dumped at 125, bought back in around 100 like an idiot.
Oof. And that just speaks to the trap, doesn't it? The trap of trying to time the top and the re-entry.
Yeah.
It's compounded regret.
Exactly. You hurt yourself twice.
You do. And this pain wasn't, an isolated thing. We see someone else confirming they were hammered with alts and others saying altcoin's been holding over for still stagnant.
And that despair, it quickly breeds this deep pessimism. You can feel the conviction just vanish in the sarcasm. One user replies, "Don't sell, Mark. You'll break even in 4 years."
Wow. Yeah, that's when you know the belief is gone.
It's gone. And then they just say it outright. Returns are not there anymore for Bitcoin.
And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that level of bearish conviction, it often comes right before the most dangerous emotional pivot.
Right.
When people feel helpless, they often overcompensate. And that desperation, I think, is what fueled phase 2.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Phase 2, this aggressive shorting and mockery, it hits around 4:08 a.m.
A few hours later.
Yeah. So instead of just grieving their losses, that skepticism turns into this aggressive trading fuel. The consensus was just terrifying. It's all caps. Bitcoin is done. Just short it and make money. It's so easy.
It's a classic psychological defense mechanism. You could call it reactive bravado. They can't accept how bad the drop is. One trader even said, remember when Bitcoin was 120, now it's approaching the 80, impossible. So they try to profit from the pain. It's emotional trading pretending to be calculation.
There's always one, isn't there? There was this lone voice warning against the whole shorting frenzy. He says, it's so easy to bid price up here. You will see short sellers panicking. There is no free money.
But nobody's listening at that point.
No, why is that warning just instantly dismissed?
Because that level of aggressive certainty, that kind of mob mentality, it leaves no room for doubt. The warning was met with this absurd, mocking counter-prediction. 110K in 5 minutes.
So they just treat it like a joke.
A complete joke. They were so sure of the direction. But of course, that aggression, it didn't last long at all.
Which brings us to the ultimate collapse. Phase 3, the shame of high IQ failure. This happened just minutes later. The Bitcoin Fear Index hits extreme fear, 14.
The bottom falls out.
Completely. And this final stage is it's pure emotional capitulation. The most striking quote, and this one really reflects a blow to someone's identity, was, I thought I'm smart, calculated, and high IQ individual.
Wow.
And then just moments later, the surrender. My heart is broken and I feel ashamed of myself.
And that's the real psychological bottom, isn't it? The shame, the realization that, despite how smart or calculated you think you are, you were just ruled by fear.
It's the ego failure.
It's a total ego failure, not just a financial loss. And right after that, you see the big declarations, time to head to 70K tomorrow, and the final announcement, crypto winter is here.
So we just watched sentiment cycle through regret, this dangerous bravado, and then total shame, all inside a 4-hour window.
The speed is the key takeaway, for sure. The moment that conviction failed, it was instantly replaced by aggression as a coping strategy.
Which then collapsed.
Which collapsed just as instantly under pressure. It wasn't a gradual process, it was a psychological flash flood.
So here's the final thought for you to chew on. Considering how quickly and completely all of this shifted, what discipline, what measure could you put in place before the next drop to make sure your rational, high IQ thinking isn't just completely overtaken by raw emotion?